Good evening and thanks for tuning in to another WCBN Sports broadcast of Michigan men's basketball as the Wolverines welcome the Nebraska Cornhuskers into Crisler Arena for this Big Ten matchup. I'm joined on my left by my partner Zach Linder, and in the first matchup in Lincoln, Zach, Michigan dismantled the Cornhuskers 102-97. They're looking to do the same here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that was their first conference game back in December. This is not a very good Nebraska team. They're 0-10 in conference play, 6-15 overall. And I think that game kind of gave hope that maybe Michigan would be the team we expected them to be. Of course, that hasn't happened. They immediately followed that game up with a loss to Minnesota in their next conference game. But they had a 3-game winning streak. They had the win at Indiana. Obviously, the disappointing loss at Michigan last Saturday. But this is a really good opportunity for them to right the ship before going back on the road with a tough game at Purdue next Saturday.
Nebraska has lost 8 straight coming into this one. Both teams in the heart of their Big Ten schedule. Like you said, Michigan had some momentum, winning 3 straight before losing to MSU last Sunday. For the Huskers, they're coached by Coach Fred Hoiberg, who had a successful 5-year run at Iowa State before coming to the Cornhuskers in 2019. Starting lineups for Nebraska. Point guard, crafty senior Alonzo Verge Jr. He's 6'3", and he runs the show, scoring 14 points a game. He's joined in the backcourt by number 2, Trey McGowan's the 6'4" senior guard, played his first 2 years at Pitt. Starting small forward is McGowan's younger brother, number 5, Bryce McGowan. He's the 6'7" freshman. He's the star of the show for the Cornhuskers, their leading scorer at 17 points per game and 40% from the field. Front court, number 11, the Aussie junior, Lat Mayen. He's 6'9". And joined by him in the front court to round out the starting lineup, number 13, Derek Walker for the Cornhuskers. He rebounds the ball well, 6 per game, and shoots efficient from the field at 68%. For Michigan, it's the usual. Steady senior backcourt of Devontae Jones and Eli Brooks. The freshman swingman, number 22, Caleb Houston. In the front court, Musa Diabate seems to have all but locked up that starting spot. And then down low, the star of the show, number 1, Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the game's going to run through him. Michigan needs him to be an impact player really down the stretch if they want to reclaim some of the success they had during their 3-game winning streak. I think the biggest thing for them, really the biggest struggle they had in Michigan State in the second half where the game fell apart for them is they just weren't shooting well. They just need to be able to shoot better. Obviously, Hunter Dickinson going into the post, he's a big factor, but they obviously need support around him. When they're winning, it's because they have the whole team effort. Obviously, Hunter Dickinson's central player, but the team around him needs to be able to shoot successfully. If they can't, they're just not going to succeed. So that's the big thing I'm looking for early in this game. Now, we also know Michigan has struggled a lot in the second half. They've been a much better first-half team. So I think we really can expect them to really come out strong first half when they typically play much stronger, and against a weak Nebraska team that has yet to win a conference game after blowing a game against Rutgers that they seem to have last Saturday.
A big part of that success was due to the stellar play of Devontae Jones as well as Caleb Houston, who won Freshman of the Week awards. Both of them cooled down last Sunday against Michigan State. They're going to need to be big tonight.
Yeah, that's what I talk about, obviously. It feels like all the attention's on Hunter Dickinson, but you look at those other guys around him, they need more than one impact player.
Right.
So, I mean, that really is the key. Have, like, the 3 guys that you can depend on, and then some decent support around them. Have some depth, which is something Michigan has struggled with this year.
Hype video currently playing at Crisler. Nebraska has taken the court. We seem to be just a couple seconds away from tip. Star of the show, keep an eye on number 5, Bryce McGowan's again. Averages 17 points a game. He was a top 25 recruit. His older brother, Trey McGowan's also on the court for the Cornhuskers. Hunter Dickinson will jump tip with number 13, Derek Walker. He stands at 6'9". Hunter got a couple inches on Walker. He's at 7'1". And Nebraska, they have a couple flaws. They're one of the worst rebounding teams in the country, especially on the offensive rebounding aspect. And they also let up a staggering 9.2 threes per game. It's the 16th worst out of all 358 teams. Some fun facts for you before tip. As Dickinson and Walker are lined up. Maze Rage is full here in Crisler Arena. Couple spots in the stands. Might not have been as full as last night's women's basketball win. It's a top 10 opponent. What do you think about that, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely much more full last night than you normally get for a women's game, and a key win for that team over number 5 ranked Indiana. So while the men's basketball team has struggled this year and really fallen below expectations, the women's team has really been a delight to watch. Only 2 losses so far in the year.
And you love to see that, especially, as great of a season as football had. That season's now over. It's cold in the winter. Michigan fans want to go out and watch a sporting event, and to see the women's team having so much success is great. But don't count the men's out just yet. They still have a winning record. They got a lot to play for and a lot to fight for. So if you're a Michigan fan, you should be tuned in. And both centers are ready. Hunter Dickinson taps it forward, got by Caleb Houston in the front court. Devontae Jones will run the show for the Wolverines. Guarded closely by Alonzo Verge. Houston working left side, gets it to Jones on the left wing. Dickinson top of the key inside. Diabate layup is good. Good start for Michigan. Devontae Jones playing his patented full court defense on the crafty guard Alonzo Verge. Verge works left side, hands McGowan's, the younger McGowan's. Back outside, now inside, Walker. Hands off wing, Lat Mayan, the Aussie. Back outside to McGowan's, who got it stripped, and Hunter Dickinson comes up with it. 2-0 Michigan here early. Caleb Houston left wing. Musa Diabate posting up Walker. He's by himself in the post. Takes a couple dribbles, makes a move left, running hook. There's a foul called beforehand. It's going to be on the floor.
And we already see Musa Diabate getting involved early. Had the one early layup to give Michigan the lead. They got the ball back to him. He's another important impact player that they need to see success from.
Foul's going to be on Walker. Michigan inbounding baseline outside Diabate. Back inside Hunter Dickinson. Quick turn and hook is good for the big man. 4-0 Wolverines. A couple of buckets for Diabate and Dickinson. Verge brings it up forecourt. Nebraska getting into the set. Verge, quick drive, dumps it inside Walker. Beautiful pass there from Alonzo Verge Jr. as he got right by Devontae Jones. Michigan running it up quickly. Caleb Houston near corner. Dickinson went through his hands but got by Devontae Jones. Left wing Eli Brooks, first touch of the day. Now Musa Diabate down low. Working on Walker to match up to watch all night. Diabate, quick move on the baseline. Another foul. That's Lat Mayan, excuse me. It's going to be one on each of the Cornhusker big men.
So 2 early fouls for the Nebraska defense, and I think we're really seeing the offensive approach that we want to see from Michigan. They've scored in each of their first 2 possessions, and they've drawn 2 fouls already, a minute and a half into the game.
And Michigan back on offense here, just inbounded. Dickinson working up top against Walker, outside Brooks. Guarded closely by McGowan. Brooks drives left side, baseline, hook pass. Houston takes a couple dribbles, goes mid-range, airballs the floater, rebounds McGowan's. The younger McGowan brings it up. Wing for Alonzo Verge Jr. Verge drives baseline, looking where to go. Nice dump off to Mayan there. Foul called. Alonzo Verge is doing everything for the Cornhuskers early.
Here now a chance for Nebraska to tie the game.
A couple free throws coming up for Lat Mayan.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Cornhuskers, number 11, Lat Mayan.
Man on the season, 65%. He's only his second and third free throw attempts of the year. No, excuse me. 24th and 25th free throw attempts of the year.
Made the first one.
Made the second as well. Tie game here, 4-4. Jones guarded closely by Verge. Gets by him, though. Devontae Jones goes all the way down. Layup is no good, but a foul. It's going to go on Lat Mayan. It's a big foul. The second on Mayan. Devontae Jones will go to the line.
That's a good job of Devontae Jones just getting past the defense quickly. Ends up setting up the foul. Second one on Mayan already. Only 2 minutes into the game, so Nebraska facing some early foul trouble. And Devontae Jones will go to the line for 2.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Wolverines, Devontae Jones.
Jones on the season, 73% from the line. Transferred from Coastal Carolina, where It's a scoring machine offensively. First is off the back of the rim, no good. CJ Wilder, number 0, replaces Mayen, who has 2 early fouls. Jones, second free throw coming up. 4-4 here with 18 minutes remaining in the first half. Jones' second free throw is good. Michigan leads by 1. Michigan employing a 2-3 press. Jones and Brooks at the top. Verge brings it up. Very confident with the ball. Verge calling out the sets here. Deep in the corner. Now Wilder. McGowan's drives. Baseline. Kicks it out. Verge. Back out McGowan's. Now drives inside. Goes up. Nice dump off Walker inside. He's surrounded by 2 Wolverines. Layup is no good. Rebound Eli Brooks. Here come the Wolverines in transition. Brooks guarded closely by Verge. Inside Musa Diabate. Guarded closely by Wilcher. Takes a couple dribbles. Gives it right back out to Devontae Jones. He gives it right back into Musa. Musa turns. Fading is good. Beautiful shot there by Musa Diabate. As he faded towards the baseline with the jump shot. Diabate is 2 for 2 early here. He's also got an assist to his name. Verge. Inside Walker. Guarded closely by Hunter Dickinson in the post. It's one-on-one matchup here. Walker spins. Good defense by Hunter, but better offense as Walker gets the layup.
And we're seeing both teams really try to bring the ball into the post. No attempted 3-pointers by either team so far.
It's an inside game here, and they go inside again. Dickinson working on Walker. Deja vu, but the opposite, and the turning hook is good. Hunter Dickinson gets on the board. 9-6 Michigan. Back and forth, here we go. Verge, guarded closely by Devontae Jones. Right wing gets it inside. Walker again in the post, guarded by Dickinson one-on-one. Walker makes a move, slips and falls. It's on the ground, a little scramble. It's going to be a jump ball. Looks like Dickinson might have pulled the chair out under Walker.
Cornhuskers possession.
So Nebraska will retain the ball on the possession arrow.
Nebraska inbounding baseline, gets it outside Wilcher, guarded by Diabate. Wilcher looking for somewhere to go with it, gets it to Verge, right wing. It's going to be a matchup to watch all day. Alonzo Verge with Devontae Jones. Verge drives inside, fading, mid-range is good. Had nowhere to go, so just went backwards, faded, and hit the shot. Jones back up for Michigan. 9-8 Michigan leads. Jones inside Dickinson, working on Walker again. Spin, baseline, the pad to move from Hunter. Had nowhere to go. Walker, good defense. Dickinson spinning left hook off the rim. Rebound is fought for and gotten by Alonzo Verge. Verge running quickly up the court. Now resets things to Wilshire. Beautiful spin move. Walker back outside McGowan's. McGowan's drives inside, goes up, reverse layup is good. Foul called and one. A beautiful move from the talented freshman Bryce McGowan's as we go to a media timeout. 10-9 Nebraska with the and one free throw pending for Bryce McGowan's.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're really seeing with Michigan, obviously the big play is Hunter Dickinson coming into the left side of the basket and doing his spin and shoot. 2 for 3 with that so far, but Nebraska employing a similar strategy. And we've seen cases where I've kind of expected them to take a 3. They just have not done it so far. Both teams content playing inside. And it's worked pretty well for both offenses so far. Michigan trails by 1 right now.
It's a game of the big men. Walker inside, he's 2 for 3. Dickinson also 2 for 3. And Diabate 2 for 2. No threes taken, I believe, so far today. And yeah, you're right, Zach. It's just a game on the inside. Good old-fashioned Big Ten basketball. If this pattern continues to happen throughout the game, how do you view the matchup between Dickinson and Walker?
I mean, I think Dickinson should win. I expect Michigan's defense to play a little better inside than they have so far. I also think Nebraska's done a good job so far making the contested shots inside. I don't think they keep that up. So I think eventually, I mean both teams, but I think Nebraska more so is going to have to. They're going to have to try threes. I mean, we've seen Michigan hasn't been all that good shooting threes this year, and I feel like sometimes they take more attempts than they should. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that they aren't.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska kind of sticking with what's working right now, and you can't blame them for it. Some good defense. Some good defense by Michigan on the inside, but a couple good shots from Walker. They've been by themselves down low in the post. Not a lot of help defense. Is that a concern for, the shooting of Nebraska? Or does Michigan just have enough confidence to have Dickinson down low, down there by himself?
I mean, I think you would like to see a little more help because I think you want to force them to take the more difficult shots. You don't just want to give them, because that's the way Michigan could fall into this trap and lose this game, is if they're just giving Nebraska too many easy points. So I think they do need to tighten up the defense inside a little, force Nebraska to make longer range shots where the shooting percentage will go down.
Again, folks, Nebraska leads 10-9, pending an and one free throw from Bryce McGowan. 15.5 remain in the first half. It's been an inside game so far, back and forth. The big men doing the majority of the scoring.
I mean, I still think Michigan should be in a position where they can at least somewhat take control of the game. I obviously don't expect them to put up over 100 like they did when they went to Lincoln back in December. Obviously, it's still early in the game. Anything can. It's not all that much of a surprise, and Nebraska's hanging in through one media timeout.
Players back on the court. McGowan ready for the free throw for the Cornhuskers. Number 35, Eduardo Andre, replaces Walker down low. So Walker exits the game 2 for 3. We'll see how Andre fares against Hunter Dickinson. Meanwhile, McGowan's getting set to take the and one free throw. McGowan's on the year a steady 83%, and he adds to that there. 11-9 Nebraska here early. Jones for Michigan, guarded closely by Verge. Hands right side, Caleb Houston. Back up top, Diabate. Swings to the other side, Brooks. Dickinson looking to post up down low. Good defense by Nebraska. They kick it out of bounds. Shot clock is reset as Michigan will take it out down low. Jones will inbound it. Goes up top, Diabate. They play it safe. Diabate gets it inside Dickinson. Quick spin. Quick hook is good. Hunter Dickinson is now 3 for 4 with 6 points for the Wolverines, and then the game's tied up at 11. McGowan's left side gets it inside to his brother. The other McGowan's goes up with the left hand. Good defense by Michigan. He gets the rebound back. Devontae Jones tried to take it from him, but a foul is called. Juwan Howard voicing his displeasure. Foul's actually going to go on Dickinson. Possibly a late call there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we saw a little tighter defense there. Obviously, you don't want to see Dickinson get the foul because he's so important to this team. But at least not giving up the easy shot right away.
Verge, beautiful crossover, dishes it inside. Andre, who slams it right over Hunter Dickinson. A highlight reel of an offensive possession for Nebraska as they lead by 2. Jones, high screen from Hunter Dickinson. Floater is no good. Rebound, Caleb Houston goes back up. Foul is called on Eduardo Andre. One for the block, and that's always a risk when swatting your hand. Get a piece of human arm, and Caleb Houston is going to go to the free throw line for 2.
And still really seemed the same style of play by both teams. And even as the defense has tightened a little, offensive rebounds have been able to keep the offenses on pace.
Houston, first free throw is good. He's had some up and downs this season, but recently Caleb Houston's beginning to become the player that was expected coming into this year.
Which, as we talked about pregame, really is going to be a central part of Michigan trying to succeed down the stretch and make the tournament.
Houston's going to need to be big. Many thought he would be the 1B to Hunter Dickinson's 1A. Struggled a bit coming into the year, but recently, especially during the 3-game winning streak, turned it on from a shooting perspective. He's been starting all year. Confidence doesn't seem to be an issue. It's a matter of getting the kinks out. Quick timeout from Michigan, I believe.
They're reviewing. I'm not sure what they're reviewing, but they're looking at the video screen.
It is a review. Houston got the first free throw off, so this is a review. I don't know if it will be for the foul. It's not going to be for a lane violation because it's the first free throw. So curious to see what they're reviewing here.
Yeah, it is odd timing between the 2 free throws.
possibly on who the foul was on. Other than that, I really can't think of it. The ref signaling towards the desk. Teams quickly back onto the court. And it looks like Caleb Houston will, in fact, be shooting his second free throw. So I'm not sure what the review was, but the play stands as called. Houston, second free throw coming up. Free throw is good. Perfect swishes. Houston ties it up at 13. Verge up the court. A couple crafty plays for him. 14.5 remain here in the first half. Right side, McGowan's. Gets it back up. Verge up top. Screen comes from Andre. Verge works his way inside. Back outside, Wilcher. Rises for the mid-range. Misses. Good box out by Musa Diabate, and he gets a rebound.
I think that's the first mid-range shot we've seen. Michigan keeps him back there, and he misses that.
Looked like it might have been a bit forced from Wilcher. Looked like he might have had the three kind of settled there. Devontae inside. Brandon Johns just checked into the game. Now posting up Wilcher. Back outside, Caleb Houston. Up top, Devontae Jones. Johns middle. Takes a couple steps. Drives. Had it stolen. And here come the Cornhuskers in transition. McGowan to his younger brother. Looked like he might have traveled, but got the layup to go. 15-13 as the freshman puts them up 2.
It's the first turnover for Michigan in the game and immediately leads to a 2-point lead for Nebraska.
McGowan's with 5 early ones. Diabate up top. Houston around. Will settle for a wing 3. Missed it. Rebound Alonzo Verge. 15-13 here. Nebraska leads. 13.5 to go in the first half. McGowan's a deep 3 early in the possession. Left it short. Rebound Caleb Houston. Maybe a questionable call there for the freshman. Houston, screen from Diabate, gets it back outside. Johns thought about the 3 pump fakes. Gets it inside Diabate on the elbow. Scanning his surroundings. Now goes through the legs a couple times and had it poked away. Nebraska ball. Looks like there might have been some contact. We have an injured player on the other side of the court. It's 4-on-5 right now, the Huskers. McGowan's misses the shot. And right now, Andre is down on the court. Eduardo Andre. Looks like he might have taken an elbow from Musa Diabate. Play will be stopped. A lot of contact, but no call. Ended up being Nebraska's ball regardless, but Andre still on the floor, his hands over his face.
And they're now going to review the play, possibly for a foul.
Trainer attending to Andre now, still on the floor, hands over face.
Yeah, I mean, that's now 2 turnovers for Michigan quickly after they managed to finish most possessions with a shot. They're 5 for 9 from the floor so far, and Nebraska's 6 for 11.
Second one especially. I mean, Diabate kind of in an awkward neutral zone inside the three-point arc, tries to put a double between the legs move on Andre. It's just a simple slip of the hand, poked the ball away. It looks like Diabate might have caught him with the elbow. Andre now gets up and will head over to the Nebraska bench. Eduardo Andre seems to be okay. Good defense by him. Unfortunately, he paid the price in terms of a Musa Diabate elbow. 13 remain here in the first half. 15-13 Nebraska. It's been an inside game. A couple turnovers for Michigan has led them to give up the lead. But otherwise a pretty close game. Michigan to inbound down low. For Michigan right now, it's going to be Devontae Jones, Eli Brooks, Caleb Houston, Brandon Johns Jr., and Musa Diabate running the 5. Checking in for Andre is Keisei Tominaga. Devontae Jones' quick floater is good. 15-15 here in Crisler. 12.5 to go in the first half. Number 10, Kobe Webster checks into the game. Gets it left side. Inside, pass picked off by Devontae Jones. Pass way ahead for Caleb Houston. Eventually grabbed by Brandon Johns, who gets it back to Devontae Jones. Still speed racer. Caleb Houston stuck in the corner, looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it back outside to Eli Brooks. 15-15 here in Crisler. 12 to go in the first half. Diabate high screen for Brooks. Brooks works his way inside. Wide open in the corner. Brandon Johns Jr. for 3. He sticks it. Brandon Johns Jr. with the first 3 of the night for either team.
Just wide open there.
Devontae Jones slid it in the lane and kicked it out. McGowan's up top. Walker back into the game. Now Wiltshire right wing gets it down low. McGowan's guarded by the much smaller Brooks. Tominaga back outside. It's McGowan's looking to make a move on Eli Brooks. Good defense. McGowan's deep three again, and he sticks it. McGowan's, the freshman, responds to the Brandon Johns three with a Curry-like three of his own. And we're tied up here 18-18. Terrence Williams II makes his way to the scorer's table for Michigan. Devontae driving inside off the glass, missed it. Got inside well, but just couldn't finish. Walker the rebound. Here comes Webster. Webster working up top. Eli Brooks guarding closely. Gets it McGowan's. They switch the matchup. Now it's Devontae Jones on the talented freshman. Walker up top. Takes a couple dribbles. Drives inside right past Diabate and slams it home. Derek Walker made a move on Musa Diabate. Got right by him. No one there in help. Nebraska up 2. Timeout on the floor. 11 to go in this first half. Pretty dramatic start to this, huh, Zach?
Yeah, and I don't think Juwan Howard's going to be happy talking to his team as he takes his first time out there. I mean, I think really the Michigan defense inside has not been strong. And so obviously the 1-3 for McGowan, but otherwise I think Michigan's given them too many easy points, and that's the reason Nebraska's ahead. I mean, the 2 turnovers for Michigan isn't that much right now, but I think their defense inside is really the reason they're behind. They made it too easy for Nebraska's offense to just play inside and get easy points and not... Obviously, I mean, we saw a couple of forced longer shots that weren't good, but they really haven't had to take many of those.
Seems like a lot of buckets of just, Nebraska getting by their individual defender, no one being there in help. Alonzo Verge did it a couple times, and most recently Walker. Definitely something Michigan wants to pay attention to defensively.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've seen 2 dunks by Nebraska already, which is obviously the cardinal sign of just no one being anywhere around, including right there by Walker. And so, yeah, it's just not having the guy in the post to at least contest the shot. So Juwan Howard's talking to his team right now. Obviously felt the need to use the timeout pretty early as they try to straighten up their defense.
Michigan and Nebraska each with 4 timeouts remaining. 4 team fouls on Nebraska, 3 on Michigan. Possession error pointing Michigan's way.
Michigan has 3 timeouts left. They called 1.
Oh, 3 timeouts, excuse me.
The scoreboard did not update that yet.
Possession arrow pointing to Michigan.
Pretty clean play so far. No major foul trouble for either team.
Frankie Collins will check in for Devontae Jones, the freshman point guard. Terrence Williams II will also check in for Musa Diabate. And Michigan running small a little bit. It's going to be Collins at the 1, Brooks at the 2, Houston at the 3, Williams at the 4, and Brandon Johns Jr. at the 5. Nebraska not a team with a lot of size themselves. So we'll see if this can lead Michigan to perhaps, play some better individual defense as well as run down the court in transition. No Hunter Dickinson or Musa Diabate on the court for the Wolverines.
It's an interesting personnel decision because we've been talking about how they've been playing an inside game. So will their offense be able to... Are they going to have to change their offensive scheme, taking out their 2 biggest players? Will they have the height to go play inside?
Perhaps a Juwan Howard move to maybe get some more jump shots up. Most of the damage inside so far today has been done by Hunter Dickinson and Musa Diabate per usual. And other than Brandon Johns, there's not really a true post player on the court for Michigan. Classic car race in between play, and now Brooks has it, bringing it up against Webster. Left side, Williams gets it up top, Johns. Coming around quickly is Brooks for the handoff. Now resets, gets it back up top, Williams. Left side, Houston. Back right wing, Brooks looking to get it down low. Gets it right corner, Collins. 8 on the shot clock. Collins working inside, crosses over. Goes up with the left hand. Missed it. A beautiful move to get there. Couldn't capitalize, but you like to see that from Frankie Collins. McGowan's the older one. Drives inside. Quick hook pass picked off by Frankie Collins. Collins now running the break for Michigan. Gets inside. Collins. Foul call is going to be on Walker, who doesn't like the call. Walks through the cheerleaders rather dramatically, as Frankie Collins will go to the line.
So it looks like Michigan's not really changing this offensive scheme they're going to try to play, with Frankie Collins going inside twice. Obviously had a good look the first time, just missed the shot, but then the last time got the turnover, broke past the defense, then got fouled. Now it's a chance of 2 free throws to tie the game.
Collins makes the first one. On the year, he's shooting 42% from the free throw line, so good to see him make that one. 1 point lead for Nebraska, pending the Collins second free throw. Free throw is up. Free throw is good. So Frankie Collins gets both of them to go and ties the game up at 20 apiece. Coming up on 10 minutes remaining in the first half, 20-20 ball game. Up top, it's going to be Verge. Nice bounce pass inside. Lost control of it. Was number 35, Eduardo Andre, who was previously injured, now back on the court. Alonzo Verge, though, man. I mean, what passes he's been making so far today. Threading the needle on the bounce, on the hook pass. He's truly a playmaker. Johns up top. 20-20 ball game. Johns gets it left wing, Frankie Collins. On-ball screen by Johns. Collins for 3 from the wing. Missed it off the back of the rim. Rebound McGowan's. McGowan's will take it up himself, the older one. On the left wing, now gets it Wiltshire. Back outside, swinging around a little bit. Deep right wing is Verge. Behind the back on Frankie Collins. Good defense, but Verge left the layup short. Rebound tussled for, and a foul is called on Michigan. It's going to be on Caleb Houston. Looks like Eduardo Andre did a good job of making himself a presence on the offensive glass. And the Michigan foul is called.
It's interesting. We've seen with this personnel, the Michigan offense has really revolved around Frankie Collins. Really all 3 possessions he's had the ball. Of course, he's 0 for 2 from the floor. And then the 1 shooting foul that led to 2 free throws.
Michigan gets even smaller. Kobe Buffkin checking in for Caleb Houston. Verge, right wing, gets it inside, probing, guarded closely by Collins. Verge just so quick. Gets it outside McGowan's nice pump fake. Got Buffkin to jump. Mid-shot, decided to pass it down low. Andre, left layup is good. Got it over Brandon Johns. Kind of a dysfunctional possession for the Cornhuskers, but it paid off with 2. 22-20 here, Nebraska leads. Left corner, Collins, guarded closely by Verge. Collins tries baseline, goes up with the left. Got it blocked, but a foul is called. Gets wedged in between the backboard and the rim. Collins will shoot 2 more.
It's the second time he's been, since coming in, that he's been fouled on a shot. As they're really running the entire offense through him.
Being aggressive, and it's paying off. He might just be seeing something. I mean, he kind of was stuck there in the corner, had needed somewhere to go. Decided to drive baseline. Got a foul called on him. He's 2 for 2 from the line today. And now he's 2 for 3. I might have jinxed him there. And Musa Diabate checks back in, as well as Devontae Jones, replacing Eli Brooks and Brandon Johns. So the seniors get a rest. Michigan gets a bit of size with Diabate inside. Collins to shoot the second free throw. 22-20 here, Nebraska leads. 9 to go in the first half. Collins' second free throw rolls around and is good. 22-21, Nebraska leads. Alonzo Verge to forecourt. Verge, Wiltshire back to Verge. Got it close by Frankie Collins. Verge lost handle, but a foul is called on Frankie Collins. Looks like Alonzo Verge lost the handle, and perhaps a bailout call made on number 10, Frankie.
You certainly did not have anything to do with the play. It was going to be a free turnover by the Cornhuskers.
McGowan's checks back in. He's got 8 early ones. Verge driving, hanging, missing. Rebound, Eduardo Andre gets inside, throwing some elbows, puts it up again, no good. Good team defense from Michigan. Rebound, Terrence Williams. Williams brings it up himself. Looking to make a move. High screen from Musa Diabate. Williams inside off the glass is no good. That's somehow missed. Went out, in, and then back out. To forecourt is Webster. Gets it outside. Alonzo Verge back over to Webster. He said, you take the ball. I've been doing too much. Another foul called on Michigan off the dribble. It's going to go on Kobe Buffkin this time.
So that's their 6th of the game all of a sudden. Both teams with 6, which means the next foul by each team will put the other in the bonus.
Some early fouls here. A little more than halfway through the first half. Andre up top gets it to Webster. Bryce McGowan's the star of the show for the Cornhuskers. Driving, putting off the glass, and making. It's a versatile move by the long Bryce McGowans. Stands at 6'7". 24-21 Nebraska. Jones operates inside. Defender falls. Jones cashes the mid-range jump shot. 24-23 as Jones has some words for Webster. McGowan's quickly up the forecourt. Corner Webster. Corner 3. No good. Diabate got the rebound. Almost went out of bounds, but he got it. Devontae Jones again to forecourt. 7:50 remain in the first half. Buffkin right corner. Screen high for Musa Diabate. Buffkin settles for the mid-range jumper. Tried to bank it, but missed it. McGowan's the rebound. Back and forth we go. McGowan's left wing working on Devontae Jones. In his bag. Now post up Devontae. Fader is good. A beautiful NBA-type move from Bryce McGowan's. Just took Devontae Jones one-on-one and punished him. Jones right wing. Guarded now by the younger McGowans, the Bryce McGowan. Jones drives inside over McGowan's, looking for somewhere to go. Got it to Terrence Williams, just barely. Williams is tripped by the older McGowans. It's going to be 17 fouls, Zach.
So Michigan will go to the line with a 1-and-1 after this media timeout. I think what's interesting is we've seen the teams start to diversify their offensive approaches a little more, taking threes, mid-range shots, and I think it looks like they'd be better off sticking to the inside game they've been playing, because I don't think they're making the longer shots as consistently as they were when they were playing in the post.
Michigan only 1 for 3 from 3, 8 for 17 from the field overall. Another beneficiary of getting inside and being aggressive. Michigan has 8 free throws attempted early. Collins has 4 of his own. Aggressiveness somewhat paying off. They're 6 of 8 from the line.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously is only 8 for 17 from the floor, but they have been forcing the 7 fouls Nebraska has. Nebraska 11 for 20 from the floor. They only have 3 free throws so far. They've made all 3 of them, which is the difference in this game right now. So Michigan will have a chance after the break to get it back to a 1-point game. Still looking for a little tighter defense by Michigan in the post. It kind of looks like Nebraska's bailed them out on some occasions, forcing longer three-pointers and mid-range shots. But then when there still have been too many times I feel where Michigan's left the post wide open, Nebraska's taken advantage of it.
A couple of deep threes so far from Nebraska. Both, I believe, are from Bryce McGowan. He's 1 for 2 from deep. Both have been threes that are well beyond the arc. And like you said, Zach, those are shots that you'll live with as a Wolverine, and shots that might bail you out.
But yeah, I mean, if they're going to take them, I think it's obviously you don't want to give wide open threes, but if they're going to take deep threes, especially early in the shot clock, I think you take them. What you can't allow is the easy dunks and layups, which Michigan has still allowed too much early in the game up to this point.
Nebraska as well, 3 offensive rebounds. Michigan only with 1. The stat of the game before our broadcast was that Nebraska is one of the worst teams in terms of letting up offensive rebounds. They let up just less than 13 a game, 7th worst in college basketball. Michigan, given their size, they only have 1 tonight. Nebraska doing a good job of boxing out. Even though a lot of Michigan's shots have been on the interior, just can't seem to get offensive rebounds so far.
Yeah, definitely something Nebraska's done a better job of managing to give themselves second opportunities, which, if I recall correctly, I think they've taken advantage of 2 of the 3 times they've gotten it. Michigan has not been able to. 9 missed shots, and only 1 of them they rebounded.
Teams back on the floor. Quick update, 26-23. Nebraska leads here in the first half. 7 minutes and 14 seconds to go in this half. Michigan to the line. They're in the bonus pretty early. Nebraska, 17 fouls. Michigan does have 16 fouls, though, so next foul on the Wolverines will result in free throws for Nebraska. Terrence Williams will be the representative for the Wolverines at the line. It's going to be a 1-and-1. First free throw is good. Terrence Williams gets another opportunity. 24-26 Nebraska. Williams looking to make it a 1-point edge. Methodic free throw routine. Missed it, though. Just off the rim. Rebound fought for. Ultimately got by Andre. Quickly to Alonzo Verge. Verge deep right side of the corner. Now up top, Wilcher. Bounces it inside. Andre guarded by his nemesis, Musa Diabate. Good defense there by Kobe Buffkin on Bryce McGowan. Some freshman on freshman crime there. Buffkin poked it out of bounds. Ball goes back to Cornhuskers.
Yeah, I do like seeing the aggressive defense by Michigan. I think that's their best shot of keeping the ball out of the post.
Wiltshire got Williams to bout in the three and then step back and hit one. Wilcher with a killer shot there. 29-24 Nebraska leads.
I think that's what you're okay giving the chance as Michigan. Obviously didn't work out there.
Buffkin operates inside. Foul called. More free throws coming for the Wolverines. Foul's going to go on Andre, who had the injury scare early. He's back on the court. Kobe Buffkin looking to get on the board for the first time tonight. Eli Brooks and Caleb Houston back in for the Wolverines, replacing Frankie Collins and Terrence Williams, who for the most part had a pretty productive stint on the court.
Yeah, I think that the smaller personnel that Juwan Howard has employed has managed to work fairly well.
Buffkin 1-and-1 here. First one is good. So Michigan staying above water with the free throws. Buffkin made his first, second one coming. 25-29 Nebraska. Buffkin's second free throw is no good. Michigan just can't seem to make their second free throws. But a lane violation will give Buffkin another chance. Buffkin one more free throw after the lane violation. This time he makes it, capitalizes on the opportunity. 29-26, Nebraska. Verge to forecourt, guarded closely by Devontae Jones. Hands off the older McGowans, now hands it back off to Wiltshire. Verge operating, step back three is good. Nebraska with another moving three. That's the third kind of questionable three they've taken, or third they've made rather, fourth they've taken. And it paid off, 32-26 Nebraska. Jones, a foul offensively on Michigan. Ball goes back to Nebraska. The momentum is starting to swing the Cornhuskers' way. Reminder, folks, that Nebraska has lost 8 straight games coming into this one. They sit at 6-15 on the year. Braden Johnston replaced Musa Diabate.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Nebraska struggled a lot. 0-10 in conference play. Had a chance to beat Rutgers last weekend, but couldn't put the game away. But they're up 6 right now.
6-point game, 6 also remaining in the first half. Verge, quick move against Devontae Jones. Easy layup for Alonzo Verge. Went right by Devontae Jones, and he's had his number all day. Jones, right wing, working on Verge. High screen from Johns. Jones swings it. Houston, right side. Brooks, right corner. Brooks, screen from Brandon Johns, works inside. Gets it outside, opposite corner. Kobe Buffkin for 3, and he missed it, left it short. Good rebounding there from the Cornhuskers. Eduardo Andre comes up with it. Verge quickly running it up. Now takes a step back to reset. 34-26, Cornhuskers lead. Verge, high screen. Picks up his dribble. Corner, Wiltshire. Good defense there by Kobe Buffkin again. Tapping the ball out of bounds. Diabate in for Buffkin.
I think a big X factor has been the three-pointers, as Nebraska's 3 for 5, Michigan's 1 for 4.
And all 3 of those threes haven't been standing up wide open threes. It's a 9-point swing in and of itself. Nebraska leads by 8. Andre hands off for Verge, who's a fading mid-range, left it short this time. This one doesn't go. Diabate dribbled it, Jones dribbled it off of Diabate's foot. A little miscommunication there from Michigan is going to cost them a possession.
Yeah, and these are just unforced errors that Michigan does not need, trailing right now the worst team in the Big Ten. And especially something you don't want to see when we know Michigan struggled in the second half. For them to now be down 8 late in the first half of a game that they have no business losing is not an encouraging sign, especially when they have to go to Purdue for their next game.
Keon Edwards in from Nebraska. McGowan drives baseline on Brooks, rises and hits. McGowan's inside. He's got 12. Star of the show, we said it coming in. He's got 12 early ones, averages 17 on the year. Brandon Johns outside for Michigan. 36-26, Nebraska leads here in Ann Arbor. Devontae Jones working high over the three-point arc. Floats, layup is good, and one for Devontae Jones. Trying to get his groove back, and he'll go to the line for one more.
He has 7 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, and 1 for 2 on free throws so far as he gets another free throw opportunity. As Michigan tries to claw back into this deficit.
Number 12, Devontae Jones at the line is shooting 1.
Jones trying to make it a 7-point game. 4.5 to go here in the first half. Jones' free throw is good. So Michigan, rather steady from the free throw line. They're 9 of 12. It's a lot of attempts for a team in the first half. Verge to forecourt. Wiltshire up top, gets it to the older McGowans, who inbounds it to his younger brother. Guarded closely by Eli Brooks. McGowan's big size advantage. Brooks, good defense, pokes it out. McGowan's got it back, though. Now drives baseline. Musa there. McGowan's one-legged fader is off the side of the backboard. Excellent defense there from Michigan. Devontae Jones now running it up. Good move on Verge. Jones rises. Layup is good. Devontae Jones has come to right here late in the first half, and it's a timeout for Nebraska. Jones cuts the lead to 5 with 4 to go here in the first half, and Michigan all of a sudden has some life.
Yeah, Devontae Jones has been the impact player so far for Michigan, having 10 of their 31 points. No one else has more than Hunter Dickinson's 6. But I think really speaks to the issues that this Michigan team is having, really only having the one player they can count on. Hunter Dickinson had the 3 early shots. He hasn't been on the floor in a while. That as I was saying pregame, and I was speaking about Hunter Dickinson, then saying you have to be able to play more than just him. Well, now when he hasn't been on the floor, they've had Devontae Jones, but you have to have more than just one player. And that's really led to their struggles. And I mentioned their upcoming schedule. It's not an easy schedule. They go at Purdue, then they go at Penn State, and then have the rescheduled game against Purdue. So they have 3 games in 5 days next week. Then they host Ohio State after that. And then back-to-back road games at Iowa and Wisconsin. So this is not an easy schedule. So they really cannot afford to lose this game if they want to give themselves a chance to have some momentum going into their harder portion of their schedule, and then also just give themselves a good enough record to manage their way into the NCAA tournament, which was thought of as a given going into the year and no longer is.
And for Devontae Jones, and this game really shows it, he's kind of found his own here. Had a lot of expectations coming in. Grad transfer from Coastal Carolina, similar to Michigan's point guard last year, Mike Smith, who was great for the Wolverines. Devontae struggled kind of early, as did Michigan. But recently, and during that 3-game win streak that Michigan had, Devontae Jones has really been turning it on. He's been creating a lot of shots for himself and for his teammates. And he's been playing stellar defense, something that he's been doing all year. Like you said, Zach, right now he's 4 for 6 with 10 points. Hunter Dickinson, it doesn't seem like he's seen the floor since 12 to go in the first half. He hasn't been out here for a while.
Yeah,
in Michigan.
Very, very surprising to see, and it's really led to the game revolving around Devontae Jones. Obviously, I think he is one of their X-Factor players, along with Eli Brooks, Musa Diabate. That I think obviously Hunter Dickinson, I think we kind of know who he is, obviously the star of the team. But I think you look at the other players like Devontae Jones, and their collective success really will determine how far this Wolverines team goes.
And the volatility so far this year has kind of been the story for Michigan's role players, namely Caleb Houston and Devontae Jones, but recently they've been playing well. Eli Brooks is always a steady force there. The oldest tenured Wolverine. He's been on the Wolverines longer than Coach Jawan Howard has. So that kind of just tells to his experience. But other than that, a lot of new faces. I mean, Brandon John's also an older guy. But on the court right now, 3 out of the 5 are the first years of Wolverines. It's going to be Devontae Jones, Eli Brooks, Caleb Houston, Brandon Johns, and Musa Diabate for the Wolverines. Nebraska ball, Alonzo Verge and Devontae Jones chatting it up. They've been going back and forth, creating a lot of offense for their respective teams. Wilcher inbounds. Verge guarded full court here by Devontae Jones. Verge just so crafty with the ball, making move after move on Devontae Jones. Finally gets it up. Jones managed to stay with him. Older McGowans gets it to younger McGowans. Younger McGowans is the one to watch, although they're both pretty impactful for Nebraska. Brooks guarding the older one. Inside is going to be Edwards. Back outside, Verge left wing. Good defense for Michigan. 5 on the shot clock. Step back 3 for Verge. No good. Good D by Devontae Jones. Rebound Brandon Johns. Johns up top. Brooks, Michigan will slow it down a bit. 36-31 Nebraska leads. 3.5 to go in the first half. Diabate high screen for Eli Brooks. Whips it to the corner. Devontae Jones for 3. Missed it. Rebound fought for. Foul is called, and it's going to go to Nebraska. Foul on Michigan. And that's going to result in a 1-and-1. Brandon Johns and Musa Diabate were fighting for the rebound, but it cost them a foul. And 1-and-1 coming up here for Nebraska.
Yeah, of course, Michigan trying to get the offensive rebound, but they've only been able to do one time so far. Of course, leads to the foul. Michigan's 8th of the game. And now a free throw situation for Nebraska. A chance to extend their lead up to 7.
The line to the 1-1 for Nebraska. 2, 3 McGowans.
Eduardo Andre back in. Older McGowan's free throw is no good off the rim. Rebound Caleb Houston. So no points there for the Cornhuskers. Michigan gets it back. 36-31 Nebraska leads. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Devontae Jones, left corner, looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it inside Musa Diabate in the post. He's double teamed. Diabate looking for somewhere to go. Foul is going to be called. Aggressive defense from Nebraska, but the foul is called. More free throws here. It's the double bonus, so it's not going to be a 1-and-1 anymore. 2 free throws, no matter the result of the first. And Musa Diabate will go to the line. He's perfect from the field today. 2 of 2. 4 points. He does have 2 turnovers, though. First free throw for Diabate is no good. It's going to be a 2 free throw situation, though. Bryce McGowans didn't know that one for the rebound. That's all right, though. Second one coming up. Diabate on the year, 64% from the line. No good. Diabate missed them both. 36-31 still. Nebraska leads. Alonzo Verge, so quick, so crafty. Devontae Jones falls down. Verge inside. Andre got it back. Back outside. Wilcher in the corner. Spins on Brooks, but he stayed there. Good defense from Eli Brooks. Gets it back outside. Rising for the layup and missing is number 2, McGowan's. Rebound goes to Eli Brooks. Brooks, quick drive, goes up with the left hand, high off the glass. Missed it, but a foul is called. Goes barreling into the photographers. Brooks will shoot 2. And more free throws for the Wolverines. This will be their 16th and 17th attempts of the half. They're currently 10 of 15, 66%.
I think we've seen Michigan's defense inside strengthen a lot and kind of keep Nebraska off the scoreboard. And then Nebraska's undisciplined play has really been their big undoing.
Brooks' first free throw is good. The steady senior from Spring Grove, Pennsylvania puts in the first. 36-32, Nebraska leads. Checking in. Latin May and the Aussie checks back in for Andre. Nebraska rotates their big men frequently. Mayan checking in for the first time since early in the first half. Brooks' second free throw is perfect. 36-33, Nebraska leads. And what's been a pretty entertaining first half. Alonzo Verge, the forecourt. On top of the Michigan logo, guarded closely by Devontae Jones. Gets it to the younger McGowans, who's guarded by Brooks. Musa Diabate plays the screen well. McGowans tried the euro, but he lost the ball. Devontae Jones diving on the floor. Gets it to Eli Brooks. Good hustle there by Devontae Jones. Brooks, step back mid-range. What a move from Eli Brooks, but he missed it. Rebound goes to Latin Mayan. Foul call on Devontae Jones. Tried to be a little too aggressive there. Went for the steal. Ended up knocking down McGowan, who's going to take a time to recuperate himself on the floor. And his teammates come over and help him up. 36-33, Nebraska leads. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the first half. And Frankie Collins will check in for Devontae Jones, who gets a nice, respectful round of applause from the crowd.
So Jones leaves as he now has 2 fouls. Michigan up to 9.
It's going to be a 1-and-1 here for Trey McGowan's, the older brother. Made it. 37-33 Maryland leads. Or Nebraska, excuse me. The crowd letting them hear it. Second free throw from McGowan's is good. Nebraska leads 38-33. Frankie Collins just checked in. He'll be handling the ball handling duties for the Wolverines. Gets it. Left wing, Eli Brooks. Drives inside. Gets it right corner. Caleb Houston, who stepped out of bounds. Another turnover for the Michigan Wolverines. Ball to Nebraska.
It's their 5th turnover of the game. And turnovers are something we have seen plague Michigan throughout the year. Each team with 5 so far at this game.
Verge guarded closely by Frankie Collins. Wilcher, now left side older McGowan, gets it to his younger brother Bryce. Gets it back over to his older pal. Now Trey McGowan's working on Musa Diabate. Diabate, good defense, kept his hand up, but McGowan still got it to go. A stumbling shot from Trey McGowan's puts Nebraska up 7. Frankie Collins, the forecourt. Michigan running a set. Collins, high left elbows, Diabate. Houston coming off a screen. Diabate hands it to him. Good baseline cut by Frankie Collins, who had nowhere to go with it. Turned it over again. Alonzo Verge rushing up to court. Verge, corner wide open is Lat Mayen for 3, and he hits it. Lat Mayen from downtown puts Nebraska up by 10, 43-33. Approaching a minute to go here in the first half. That sucked the life out of this Michigan crowd, but Eli Brooks will look to put them back on track. Brooks high screen Johns. Gets it corner Frankie Collins. He was open, but he didn't shoot it. Collins again in the corner, now inside to Diabate. Nice dump off pass to Eli Brooks. Musa Diabate with eyes in the back of his head as Michigan comes with an 8. Full court press here for Michigan. Verge trying to split the defense. Good defense by Frankie Collins. Verge will reset it up top. 40 seconds to go in the first half. High scoring game. Collins bumped Verge, and that's going to be a foul. It's not a good foul for Frankie Collins. Juwan Howard letting them know about it. It's going to be 2 free throws for Alonzo Verge.
That's now the second personal foul for Frankie Collins, and both teams now in the double bonus as Michigan commits their 10th team foul.
Verge shooting 2 at the line. First one is good. Keon Edwards inside replacing Lat Mayen. Another rotation of the big men. Second free throw is missed by Verge. Rebound Johns. Gets it to Brooks. 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Brooks guarded closely by Alonzo Verge. Timeout Michigan. Looking to put some strategy into that last possession. 44-35, Nebraska leads a high-scoring half. Nebraska 44 points. Bryce McGowan's the star of the show per usual for Nebraska. Leads the Cornhuskers with 14 in the first half.
And this is Michigan's second timeout, so this is not a use it or lose it. Juwan Howard feels he has to use this timeout here to try to get something going and cut into this lead a little. Michigan has the possession arrow, so barring something strange happening in the last 28 seconds, Michigan will get the ball to start the second half.
Maze Rage in full effect here this evening. They made it out for a late tip-off, 9 p.m. But they're loyal and they're here.
And it felt like when Michigan cut the deficit to 36-33, it felt like they had the momentum, the crowd was into it, they were playing better defense on the inside, and that gave them a chance to, it looks like, potentially take the lead. But then they've turned it over too many times and given up more shots, and now they're down 9.
Final possession here for Michigan. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Brooks drives baseline, puts up a floater. Is no good. Rebound, Brandon Johns, though. Good offensive rebound. Whips it inside. Brooks, who got it to go. That was all Brandon Johns. Got the rebound, found the open man, and Brooks capitalized. 6 to go here in the first half. It's going to be Alonzo Verge, guarded closely by Eli Brooks. Verge makes some moves, goes inside. Rising floater, left it short. Rebound, Brandon Johns. A good way to end the half for the Wolverines. They're down 7, scoring on their final possession and limiting Bryce Verge to miss.
So not the half Michigan wanted to have, but still they're down 7. They obviously need to work on a lot of things at halftime, but if they can come out in the second half strong, which is an issue they've had this year on a number of games, including their last game against Michigan State, they're not out of this game, but this is a game they really need, and they need to turn it around fast.
Halftime stats for you. Michigan shooting 12 of 25 from the field. Nebraska has shot 6 more field goal attempts than Michigan. They're 17 of 31 from the field. Offensive rebounds, 3 for Nebraska. Michigan did a good job of limiting that down the stretch. 2 for Michigan. Turnovers, though, for Michigan, 6 of them. They also have 3 steals to their name. Nebraska leads 44-37 as the first half just recently came to a close.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan just not, obviously not playing off how they've wanted to. Nebraska's made 5 more shots from the floor. Michigan obviously does have more free throws. 17 attempts, they've converted on 12. It feels like the biggest reason Nebraska isn't up by more than they are is because of their 11-team fouls. Michigan had committed 10, but it only resulted in 8 free throws from Nebraska. They made 6. But either way, Nebraska obviously has to like where they are right now. Michigan does not. But still a close game. Michigan has a chance if they can come out stronger in the second half, clean up their defense inside. And it does feel like Nebraska's gotten rather fortunate on the longer shots, making 4-7 threes, including some tightly contested ones that you can argue whether or not they should have been attempting.
Michigan free throws have been a big part of the game. They've had 12 points off free throws, or 12 for 17. Michigan got into the double bonus early, and it kept them treading water. Hunter Dickinson still not much playing time later in the first half. Any speculation as to why that might be?
I really don't know, but there has to, I don't know, I haven't heard of any injury possibility, but for him to spend the majority of the first half on the sideline, there has to be something up, because that's just not what you'd expect at all.
Dickinson, the star of the show for the Wolverines, had a great freshman year last year and was a big part of that team that made the Elite Eight's berth. And who knows how far they could have gone if Isaiah Livers didn't get injured. Dickinson had some excellent games as a Wolverines. He started most of the year, and he truly became the star of the show this year. And is in contention for Naismith Player of the Year. And will likely declare after this year. It's not a guarantee, though. But Dickinson definitely boosting his draft stock from his play throughout this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously been the most important player on Michigan. The team obviously not performing how they wanted to up to this point, but he is going to be a key player in trying to get them back toward more of the form we saw during that 3-game winning streak and trying to get them into the March Madness tournament.
Our basketball crowd will help us decide. And Dunkers, just remember.
No halftime show here at Crisler for this one. Actually, I stand corrected. Looks like there's going to be a dunk contest. It's a social media announcement regarding dunks by students.
So we'll be back on WCBN Sports in about 10 minutes for coverage of the second half.
Going to take a quick halftime break. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. Got a bit of a color commentator change. Ryan Dolson now on my side. Ryan, how are you tonight?
I'm doing excellent. I'm doing very great. Very happy to be here.
And what have you seen so far, because you've been watching the game, what have you seen so far from Michigan in the first half?
Not the best first half. I think that there's a lot of bits of struggling. Currently it's only a 7-point lead, which isn't too bad. There were a lot of instances we were going down by double digits. It was getting kind of ugly, but I think Michigan just needs to make a couple halftime adjustments. I think they really need to start making free throws. It feels like they've missed a couple real crucial ones. I think they need to lock up more in defense. They're letting them get a lot of, frankly, way too easy layups. And I think they need to take advantage of turnovers and opportunities a lot. There's a lot of times we're getting really great turnovers, and they just can't make anything happen.
The Wolverines ended the half strong on a bucket by Eli Brooks after a nice offensive rebound from Brandon Johns, and then prevented Nebraska from scoring on their final possession. Lead is now 7 for Nebraska, about a minute until we get the second half started. Teams warming up. And this one has the potential to go down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. Still 7-point game. Can go either way. Michigan ended the half with very strong momentum. And sometimes that's really the difference maker. It's just going into the half strong, recognizing the changes you need to make, and, just coming out to play. I think they really got to start the second half off aggressively. I think that would be really crucial, really key if they can get some strong points on the board and make some big defensive stops.
Shooting the ball would be nice, too. The Wolverines 1 for 6 from 3, while Maryland is 4 of 7.
Nebraska,
excuse me. Nebraska is 4 of 7. The red throws me off.
I messed him up. I was talking about Michigan State playing a real close one to Maryland tonight, actually. Only a 2-point game that came down to the buzzer.
And State won that?
Michigan State did.
Okay.
Yes.
Pump it up. What seems to be the Michigan anthem this year is now playing as the teams look to start the second half. The Maze Rage in full effect per usual this evening. The band as well.
Oh, yeah. It's been a real fun night. It has been 2000s night.
It has.
All sorts of Freaky Friday clips.
There you go.
Some classic Green Day, classic Kanye, all the goodies.
I like these themes that the PR team puts on. It brings a lot of life to the games. I remember a couple years back they did the Motown night. They had Jordan Poole dressed in a tight suit. Ignis Brazdeikis as well. And now inbounding from the sideline, it's going to be Michigan's starting lineup. Dickinson back on the court, so no injury scare there.
Yeah, he came out very early on. Had us a little worried.
Devontae Jones gets it inside Musa, inside the post. Hunter Dickinson right back to work. Dickinson posting up Walker, turns and hooks, but it's going to be a foul called. Fouls have been a big part of this game, and another one early here on Walker.
Absolutely. Michigan had 17 free throw opportunities in the first half compared to Nebraska's 8. Very key difference there, and like I said, Michigan really needs to start making those because they've had a couple crucial misses.
Michigan will get 2 more here. Dickinson on the first one is good. Going to have to make your free throws down the stretch, especially when you're down coming into the second half. Dickinson quickly prepping for the second free throw. Second is good as well. Dickinson a strong start to the second half. And here comes Alonzo Verge, who was very shifty in the first half, creating for his teammates. Hitting layups, hitting ridiculous threes. He is now guarded by Devontae Jones. Verge right wing. Looked for McGowan's, but Houston cut him off. Verge now drives on Devontae Jones. Goes baseline. Wild pass. Mayton for 3. Missed it. Went over the backboard. Lat Mayen shook off the defender with a nice pass fake. Got an open 3, but couldn't capitalize. It's going to be Wolverines' ball. 44-39, Nebraska leads.
Very fortunate miss there for Michigan. That could have gone very ugly.
It was a wide open shot. Devontae Jones gets the ball back from Caleb Houston. Now going around the baseline. Now goes back around. Devontae Jones. A little bit of squeaky work there and got the 2 to go. Cuts the lead to 3. Good start for Michigan. Mayen drives on Dickinson. Goes up reverse layup. Beautiful move there by Lat Mayen, the Aussie. Gets a layup to go for 2. Brooks screen, nice dump off Dickinson, went up for the dunk, but he ended up laying it up, and it was good off the backboard. Good 1-2-man game there for Michigan. Brooks barking orders at his teammates is what the steady senior does. 46-43, Nebraska leads. Left side, Mayen. Back up top, McGowan. Gets it inside. Walker, top of the key, looking to go somewhere with it. A little miscommunication there on the pass. Ball goes out of bounds. Michigan ball.
Already, just beautiful start to the second half. Coming out playing much more aggressively. Exactly what I said needed to happen. It's great to see.
Sideline inbound. Terrence Williams to Devontae Jones, the forecourt. Guarded closely by Alonzo Verge. Jones goes left side. High screen from Dickinson. Jones looked for a three. Instead, kicked it. Houston, nice move down the baseline as he lays it up and lays it in.
Already only a 1-point game. Not even 2 minutes into the half.
Great start for Michigan. Caleb Houston gave his fellow freshman a little bit of taste of his own medicine. McGowan's. The older McGowan's now closely guarded by Houston. Houston moving his feet well. It's going to be an offensive foul. Michigan gets the ball back. And slowly but surely, Ryan, some life seems to be pouring into Crisler Arena.
Oh, absolutely. Crowd's getting into it. This team is playing aggressive. Only a 1-point game with a chance to go up this drive.
Michigan ball.
That would be absolutely crucial, I think, for this Michigan team and Michigan audience. The Maze Rage, excuse me.
Maze Rage in full effect per usual. You know, while the other parts of the stands might not be nearly as full, you can always count on the Maze Rage to bring everything they have. You got to respect that. Back to the game. Dickinson inside, double team. Shook one defender off. Dickinson puts the ball on the floor. Nice pass to the opposite wing by Houston. Back up top, Jones gets it inside. Dickinson, who is fouled. It's going to be on the floor, but more fouls here. Walker. It's going to be a second.
Already, yeah.
And with that, Walker will go out. Andre in. Eduardo Andre. Back in for Nebraska. They like to rotate their three big men in and out of the game, depending on the situation. They usually start with Walker. Andre quickly checks in for him. Michigan inbounds baseline. Brooks up top. It gets it inside quickly. Hunter Dickinson, who is one-on-one against the newly checked in Andre. Dickinson spins, pump fakes, gets the defender in the air, goes up again, missed it. Devontae Jones offensive rebound outside Houston. Wing three, missed it. Another rebound, Hunter Dickinson. Back inside Houston, rose up and got a foul. Caleb Houston will head to the line after a good effort by Michigan to keep that possession alive.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of really good looks. Great rebounds by Hunter Dickinson. Absolutely crucial to the success of that drive.
And we said this before. Yeah, we said this before the broadcast. One of the things that Nebraska does super, it's a big flaw of theirs. They give up a lot of offensive rebounds, and Michigan didn't really capitalize on that in the first half. But slowly into the second half, they seem to be getting a lot of those.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Houston first free throw is good.
Going to have a tie ball game on us already. Not even 3 minutes into the half. We are all tied up at 46.
Michigan,
an opportunity to go up here.
Michigan steamrolling their way into the second half. Houston's second free throw to put Michigan up one is good, and Michigan leads for the first time since early in the first half. Crowd is into it. They're on their feet, and they're cheering.
Could not ask for a better start to the half.
You could not. Verge, guarded closely by Devontae Jones. Verge looking somewhere to go. Nice crossover by Verge. Hangs in the air, but airballed the floater. Good defense there by Michigan. Jones now running it up. Gets it high pass, but Brooks corrals it. Brooks working inside, fading mid-range. Is good. And Michigan offensively has just turned it on here to start the first half. Timeout, Cornhuskers. Michigan leads 49-46.
Stadium absolutely blowing up here. Nebraska desperately needed that timeout as they go down by 3. Started the half up 7, I want to point out, and not even 3 minutes in, Michigan is looking like a completely different team out there. They're looking beautiful.
Good passing by the Wolverines, good chemistry. Hunter Dickinson back on the floor. I'm sure that helps. He draws a lot of attention.
They look like a completely different team.
They do.
I really have to say.
They really do. And this crowd also is completely different. I mean, you could hear a thumbtack drop in the first half, could you not?
Oh yeah. Towards the end of the first half, Nebraska taking 10-point leads.
They were up 10. Now Michigan is up 3. And the time interval that seemed like only a couple seconds.
Yeah, it really just like a switch, like a messing up my metaphors
switch.
here.
Yeah,
like a switch went off. It's like this team is looking completely different. They're full of life. They're full of vigor. They look incredible. Great
start second half for Michigan. Still haven't hit a 3, but they haven't needed to. They're up 49-36.
Yeah, that's really my only biggest problem. We missed a 3 in a drive earlier here. We're currently 1 for 7 on 3-pointers. But we haven't needed them so far. If they can keep playing aggressively, making strong layups like that offensively, I don't really think they'll need them.
Michigan free throws also abundant in the second half. They're 16 of 21 on the game, shooting 76%. Nebraska, meanwhile, Michigan's done a good job of limiting them. Only 8 free throws attempted for Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, you can look at some of the missed free throws that Michigan really should have had, but I mean, you also have to look at the fact that Michigan has had 21 free throws compared to Nebraska's 8. That's a huge difference. Even though Michigan's only made 16 of those are 16 free points that they've gotten that Nebraska really should not have given up.
Another stat, offensive rebounds. Michigan with 2 offensive rebounds, not even 3 minutes into this half. To put some perspective onto that stat, they only had 2 offensive rebounds throughout the entire first half.
No kidding.
So
Wow.
Michigan, second chance points have certainly helped them get this lead. They're up 3 in what seemed like a rather long timeout break.
Oh yeah. I always forget what it's called. It's the Blues Brothers song.
Right.
The marching band came out and played.
Yep. It's a classic Michigan Wolverines
Oh,
song.
of course. Nothing gets the crowd more excited. Nothing gets me more excited.
I know. And you're sitting up here, we're way up.
Oh yeah.
We feel the energy
But
for sure.
Oh yeah, the energy is palpable here in Crisler Center. That strong second half, that strong start to the second half. Everybody's on their feet. Everybody's excited.
Teams back on the court here. Michigan leads 49-46, 17-13 remain in the second half. Nebraska will take it out baseline. They'll take it out from their side of the court, coming up to Michigan side. Alonzo Verge again. Just can never stop saying his name up the court. Guarded by Devontae Jones. 2-3 zone here for Michigan. Jones and Brooks at the top. Williams newly checked in. Dickinson and Houston at the bottom. Brooks. Now right side McGowan's, who pulls another deep 3. Bryce McGowan's missed it. He's taken a couple of those here tonight. Missed that one. Here comes Devontae Jones. Devontae Jones right wing. Screen from Hunter Dickinson. Works inside as Jones. Going baseline. That's wraparound pass to Dickinson, who got it swatted by Mayen. Mayen, good defense. That's Edward. And ball is going to go to Michigan. A lot of arguing under the basket there.
Bit of a disagreement, it would seem.
Ball knocked out by Eduardo Andre. Inbound pass stolen by McGowan's. An excellent play from him. And here comes Nebraska. 49-46 Michigan. McGowan's looking to take it by himself. Goes up, but he's swatted by Hunter Dickinson.
Really cannot be angry about that tip from McGowan. That was beautifully played.
An excellent defensive play there. Offensively had it swatted by Hunter. Same treatment. Verge inbound. Outside. It's going to be Andre. Verge up top. Screen from Andre. Andre goes away. Verge now guarded closely by Devontae Jones. Had nowhere to go through it, but unfortunately went off the hands of Caleb Houston. Juwan Howard wanted to travel. He's not going to get it. Ball remains to Nebraska.
Houston did get a good hand on it. Sad that did not come up.
Kind of unlucky there for Michigan. Mayen gets it left wing, guarded by Terrence Williams. A good defender is Williams. Andre looking to work against Hunter Dickinson. We'll see how that works out for him. And it works out not well. Rebound Hunter Dickinson. Went up with the layup and he missed it. Dickinson looking to go somewhere with it. He gets it to Jones in the backcourt and he'll take it up. 49-46, Michigan leads. 16 to go here in the game. Houston mishandles it but gets it back right wing. High screen from Hunter Dickinson. Houston drives baseline, looking mid-range, nowhere. Gets it to Dickinson. His mid-range is a switch. Hunter Dickinson, he's been expanding his range recently, and he kind of just showed that off right there.
Hunter Dickinson absolutely making all the difference for this Michigan team on the court right now.
Meanwhile, McGowan swatted like that too. It's Hunter Dickinson down low. Williams looks to bring it up, and he gets fouled. Alonzo Verge did not like the call.
Right as I'm singing his praise, Hunter Dickinson gives me something else to cheer about.
So Dickinson blocks it on one end after the excellent McGowan's play. Comes down, hits a mid-range, and then gets another block on the other side of the court. Hunter Dickinson, he didn't play much of the first half for whatever reason. But Michigan's now up 5. Another excellent start.
Yeah, like I said, he has made all the difference. Also, last time out, I mentioned the Blues Brothers song. I have been informed that the Blues Brothers song is I Can't Turn You Loose.
I Can't Turn You Loose.
Thank you very much, Liam. I appreciate it.
For the listeners out there, if you're interested in the background noise, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, I can't really blame them. Michigan, they're not bad with their aux selection.
Yeah, they're playing Beyonce's If You Like It. And should have put a ring on it. Classic. 2000s classic.
When we were kids, our mothers were all listening to that.
Oh, yeah.
Just playing around here on WCBN. Commercial break here. It's 51-46 Michigan. 15:44 to go in the second half.
This second half really could not have gone any better for the Wolverines. Hunter Dickinson came in, and already he is making plays, making shots, making blocks. He's making everything out there, really. He's making it all happen.
Huge impact for him. Clearly, some adjustments made by Jawan Howard. One of our listeners pointing that out correctly. Great job of making adjustments at halftime, and you know, Michigan has clearly responded to the adjustments that he wanted. They've come out super strong in the second half, and now they lead by 5. Dickinson, 12 points on the night. Jones matches him at 12 points. Both are 5 of 8 from the field. Dickinson's got 2 blocks. He's got 2 out of the 3 blocks from both teams combined in this one.
Michigan is currently on a 10-0 scoring run over the last 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Nebraska is also in a scoring drought, making 0 of their last 5 shots.
It's going to just show from a statistical standpoint how this second half has been going for both teams.
Yeah, it's really a tale of 2 halves. Nebraska was just absolutely dominating this Michigan team first half, but it's completely switched over now. It's completely swapped.
Dickinson, for some perspective on his playing time from earlier that we mentioned, he's played 10 minutes total this game. There is currently 15:44 remaining in the second half, and he's played the entire second half. So by contrast, Dickinson only got about 5 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, really not sure.
Whatever reason that was, he's come out very fiery in the second half, no?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he was definitely watching from the sidelines, just itching to come back in.
Who knows what that reasoning might have been.
Yeah. Thankfully though, he does not look like he's lost a step. He looks excellent out there.
Yeah, yep. Another classic Michigan Hey Baby being played.
Gotta love it.
As Michigan inbounds from the sideline. 51-46, Michigan leads. 15:40 to go here in the second half. Devontae Jones, the forecourt, guarded closely by Webster. Inside Dickinson, working on Andre. Dickinson, couple dribbles, turns, hook shot is good. Hunter Dickinson picks up right where he left off before the timeout. Extends Michigan's lead to 7. Webster to forecourt, guarded by Devontae Jones. Devontae Jones and Hunter Dickinson really propelling Michigan in the second half. Webster guarded closely by Jones. Shrugs him off. McGowan's. Andre, top of the key. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Nowhere to go. Still has it in his hands. Great defense by Terrence Williams. Up top, Webster.
Only 5 seconds
on
the shot clock.
Webster makes a move on Jones. Rises mid-range. Oh, a foul is called on Devontae Jones, who clearly doesn't like the call. Excellent defense until then, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm a little biased, but I got to say, don't know how much I agree with that call. But, Nebraska could not get anything done. They were looking around. I forget, I think it was 35. Andre had the ball, and he was looking everywhere, and he could not find a single person.
And a large part of that was Terrence Williams. McGowan's was looking to come get the ball from Andre, like you said, and Terrence Williams just simply wasn't letting him. So the sheer effort there. Great defensive possession from Michigan. Unfortunately ends with a foul. Rebound Dickinson. Second free throw's missed. First is made. 53-47 Michigan leads.
Yeah, you gotta remember, just defensively, Michigan's playing great. They're not letting them get any good opportunities, good looks.
Jones probing outside, gets it. Brooks, who gets it inside. Dickinson, ball is stolen though, but Andre couldn't handle it. Michigan retains possession. Some good hustle there by Andre. Got on the floor. Devontae Jones will inbound for Michigan. The ref running out of patience. Jones eventually gets there. He'll inbound. Gets it. Dickinson hands it right back to Jones. Jones thought about the three, didn't take it. Probes inside. Outside Terrence Williams, deep two-point arc. Jones inside floater bounces around, no good. Fall for the rebound, goes to Hunter Dickinson. Dickinson takes a big dribble, goes inside and hits the layup. Hunter Dickinson extends Michigan's lead to 8.
This man is the true MVP of the second half. My goodness.
7 for 10 on the day, 16 points. And we still have 14 minutes to go in this one.
I know. He is just on fire right now.
Webster making a move on Jones, looking for someone to go with it. Outside the older McGowan, drives on Brooks, behind the back, puts something up, and misses it. Good contest there by Eli Brooks as Andre falls to the 4. 5-on-4 opportunity here for Michigan. Brooks looking, corner, Williams for 3. Missed it. Rebound, Devontae Jones. Another offensive rebound. Dickinson inside, and he slams it. Devontae Jones hit Hunter Dickinson wide open down low.
Beautiful.
And he punished the rim with one hand.
You forget just how tall Hunter is, but I mean, going up against all these Nebraska guys, they are horribly mismatching him.
McGowan, step back 3, no good. Rebound, Houston. Michigan leads 57-47, 13.5 to go here in the game.
Nebraska getting a little bit desperate here, it feels like.
Jones lost it but got it back. Now he's wide open from 3. He'll shoot and miss. I wonder how that crowd would have responded if he made that.
Oh, man, the roof would have exploded off the place.
10-point game here. McGowan's right wing guarded by Brooks. McGowan's probing inside. Now gets it back outside. Wiltshire moving 3 is good. A J.J. Redick type 3 there for Wiltshire. C.J. Wiltshire makes it a 7-point game. Good shot there by him.
Nebraska absolutely needed that. It just disappeared from my screen, but it said that Michigan was on a 16-1 run there. Wow.
Dickinson has 2 fouls, so not much foul trouble for him. 5 to foul out in college. He remains on the floor. He hasn't come out. Dickinson for 3. Missed it. Off the rim. Lots of missed threes here for Michigan, but they've all come close and they've all been good shots.
Yeah, Michigan currently 1 for 10 on 3-pointers. Very not ideal.
McGowan swings it to Webster, who missed the 3. Now here comes Eli Brooks in Michigan. 57-50 here. Michigan leads. 12.5 to go here in the game. Brooks inside Dickinson. Back into a cutting Brooks. Excellent off-ball movement from Brooks, who missed the shot but drew the foul. Dickinson, passing is one of the most underrated aspects of his game. He just showed why right there. Brooks will go to the line for 2.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Had a good look on it. You know, came very close to coming in, but was smart of him to draw the foul.
Brooks is basically an elder at Michigan now. It's his 5th year. First free throw in and out. A rare miss there for Eli Brooks, who's shooting 89% on the year.
Yeah.
That might have just been an outlier. We'll see, though.
Yeah, hate to see. That's one of those rare ones where it bounces in and then out.
Dickinson out, Musa Diabate in for the Wolverines. Kobe Buffkin also at the scorer's table, likely checking in for Brooks after he shoots this free throw. Made by Brooks, sub Buffkin in for Brooks. Some good minutes there from Eli Brooks and Hunter Dickinson.
Hopefully Michigan can retain the hot momentum that they've had with Dickinson subbing out for a little bit.
They're up 8 now. Free throws from Brooks might help that cause. McGowan's guarded closely by Buffkin. Walker now outside, guarded by Diabate, looking for somewhere to go with it. He hands off. Gets it inside back. Great pass there. Musa Diabate fall down. And Derek Walker capitalized wide open layup for him. 58-52 Michigan leads.
About 12 minutes left in the half. Nebraska is starting to wake up a little bit.
Jones pulls it back for 3. Missed it off the back of the rim. It's going to be a foul on Michigan. Nebraska ball. Looks like it's going to go on Musa Diabate. It's his 2nd personal.
Jones 0 for 3 on 3-pointers today. Very unfortunate, you know.
Yep, he's shooting a high percentage on the year. And he's taken some open shots, just they haven't seemed to have gone this way this year, or this game, rather.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, it just happens. You can get as many good looks on 3, and it just won't go in. I've been there.
As have I. And,
I think we've all been there.
Yep, for sure. And Jones, 38.5% on the year.
Exactly 12 minutes left in the half. Michigan still up 58-52. Nebraska's only made 2 of their last 10 field goals, with one of them being a wide open layup due to Diabate tripping over himself, it would seem.
In for the Wolverines, coming out of the break, it will be Buffkin, Williams, Jones, Diabate, and Caleb Houston. Devontae Jones having another great game. He's turned it on late this year recently. 5 for 11 from the field, as you mentioned, Ryan. He's got the 3 missed threes, but, you know, other than that, he's been doing pretty well today.
Currently playing Guess the Lyric on the video board. with Michigan basketball, with the Michigan basketball players.
As participants.
Oh yeah, playing. It's Backstreet's Back. I don't know the actual name of the song, but it's by the Backstreet Boys. Is it just called Everybody? Could be. I
don't think I'm the right guy to ask. I would trust you more than I would trust me.
Don't worry. I'll be getting a bunch of texts in a couple minutes.
Maybe one of these players on the big screen has an answer. I don't think they do. They're kind of just responding with dance moves.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a viewer of that generation, a listener of that generation, you might be a little bit disappointed. We apologize. But Michigan is up 6 right now, and it's the free T-shirt toss, something that always gets the crowd pretty fired up here in Crisler.
Most exciting part of the game.
This year, you could say that.
Yeah. This guy's got some good arms.
I've gone to Michigan games for as long as I can remember, and I don't think I've gotten a single T-shirt ever.
I got a T-shirt at a Pistons game once at the T-shirt toss. That was the highlight of my life.
That might have been nice.
It's been all downhill from there, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's no better feeling, right?
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
T-shirt toss still in progress here in Crisler.
Yeah. Bit of a long, is it a media timeout or was it a coach timeout?
Media timeout, so it's going to be a bit longer.
Yeah.
And just a quick refresher for the listeners. Michigan leads by 6. They're up 58-52. 12 minutes exactly to go here in the second half. Michigan came out very, very impressive in the second half to start after going into the break down 7.
Playing strong defense. Hunter Dickinson, making some great blocks.
Dickinson doing what he does best.
Some great offensive rebounds and some beautiful shots on the rim. He's currently on the bench right now, but hopefully Michigan can keep up the momentum that I think he absolutely drilled into this team.
Players back on the court now. Webster has it for Nebraska. He'll be taking it up, guarded closely by Devontae Jones. Webster left side, Wilcher, who just recently hit a 3. McGowan's the younger one, the star of the show, now guarded by Kobe Buffkin. Freshman on freshman action here in Crisler. Tominaga hands it, Webster. Good defense so far by Michigan. 10 on the shot clock. Webster working on Terrence Williams, top of the key. Webster looking to take Williams by himself. Webster sizes up Williams, shoots the 3 and hits it.
Ugh.
Webster bails out Nebraska after a possession in which Michigan played some great team defense. Only a 3-point lead now for Michigan, 58-55.
Yeah, I really can't blame Michigan defense on that one. They were playing really great lockdown defense. Guys could not get open.
Houston mid-range is no good. Left it long. Musa Diabate, another offensive rebound for Michigan. Williams now working on Wilcher, trying to post him up. Shakes off one defender. Nice kick out, but it's picked off. It's McGowan's. McGowan soars inside and slams it home. 1-point game. Bryce McGowan's another impressive play. 58-57 Michigan leads. And as you said, Ryan, how does Michigan respond to taking out Hunter Dickinson and Eli Brooks? And they haven't responded well, and that's why those two are currently at the scorer's table.
Oh, yeah.
Jones rises, misses, rebound Diabate. It's a timely rebound there and put back for me at Musa Diabate, wide open.
Michigan definitely needed that. Nebraska going on a 7-0 run in the last practically minute and a half, so really great to fend them off for a little bit there. 60-57 Michigan leads. McGowan's looking for somewhere to go, gets it up top. Webster. Good close out by Jones. Webster inside, puts it up, puts it in, and the foul. 60-59 as Webster celebrates. Looks to tie this game. Yeah, there comes Eli Brooks and Dickinson checking in again.
Replaces Devontae Jones and Terrence Williams. On the court for the Wolverines now, it's going to be Buffkin, Dickinson, Houston, Diabate, and Eli Brooks. At the line, Webster looking to capitalize the 3-point play, and he does so. 60-60 here in Crisler. 10.5 to go in the second half. Brooks the forecourt. He'll man the point guard duties with the odd lineup. Good defense there by Webster. Tipped the entry pass out of bounds. Was supposed to go to Hunter Dickinson.
Look at him getting a stat here. Nebraska's made 4 of their last 4 shots. Very, despite some tight cover-up defense on the Wolverines.
Brooks bounces it inside Dickinson. Rises mid-range. No good. Left it wide. Rebound Wilcher. Gets it to Webster. Webster starting to heat up here. Had the three, the and one, and a nice defensive play. He'll take ball handling duties for the Cornhuskers. Webster outside. Tominaga thought about the three. Musa was there to close it out. Tominaga now drives on Diabate and leaves it in. Left-handed layup. Nice work there. Took the big man right down to the cup, and he capitalized.
Nebraska will retake the lead that they had at the beginning of the half. Thankfully, only a 2-point lead, but I think Michigan really needs to make something happen here.
Buffkin on wing 3, missed it. Rebound Diabate. Nope. Goes to Webster. Foul is going to be called on Diabate. So all of a sudden, Nebraska back up 2 with 9.5 to go in the game.
Yeah, very rough looks offensively. Michigan has only made 1 of their last 8, and Nebraska is red hot. They made 5 of their last 5. They're on a 12-2 run over the last 2 minutes, 40 seconds. I think Michigan's really got to make a big defensive stop here and get something going on offense. Defense
is definitely a must. Nebraska recently very, very hot from the field. They lead by 2. McGowan's working on Buffkin. Walker back outside Tominaga, who just had the layup. He makes a move on Houston, goes up with the left and finishes. Tominaga with a couple layups, and now Nebraska's up 4.
Nebraska just cannot miss right now. They're getting very good looks at the net, and Michigan just really can't stop them.
Brandon Johns recently checked in from Musa Diabate. Now gets to Dickinson up top against Walker. Dickinson flings it inside, but pass was high. Goes out of bounds, intended for Caleb Houston. Nebraska ball, 9 to go in this one. Tominaga and Webster kind of heading the mini comeback that Nebraska's put on in the second half. 64-60, Nebraska leads. McGowan's deep outside. Guarded now by Dickinson. Back, switches to Buffkin. Step back jack for McGowan's, gets fouled on the jump shot. McGowan's very kindly helping Buffkin up. You love to see the sportsmanship here between the Cornhuskers and the Wolverines. McGowan's after being fouled, the McGowan's immediately turns to Buffkin, helps him up. You'll love to see that. McGowan's to the line to shoot too. 64-60 here, Nebraska. Now it's 65-60 after the first free throw. McGowan's, we said it before the broadcast, he was going to be the star of the show, and he's got 17 points.
Certainly Michigan's really got to lock him down, I think, a bit better.
Second is good. 66-60, Nebraska leads. Brooks the forecourt, guarded by Webster. Buffkin, now guarded by Tominaga, right side. Buffkin gets it up to Johns, swinging it around. Corner is Eli Brooks. Pump fakes, operates inside off a pick. Nice pump fake to get somebody going. Nice ball movement there. Buffkin at the corner, drives inside, swings it outside. Brooks for 3, pump fakes, 5 on the shot clock. Brooks inside, turned it over. Here comes Nebraska. Webster driving inside, kicks it out. Wilcher. Good close out there by Johns, but he jumped at another pump fake. A double dribble is called. So Brandon Johns in the right there. Knowing that Wilcher couldn't dribble again, Michigan basketball.
Very good lucky break there for the Wolverines, I think. Well, not necessarily lucky. I think a smart break there.
Yeah, that might have resulted from some defense, but it's definitely went the Wolverines' way. Yeah. Brooks pump fake, back outside Johns. Inside Dickinson by himself, posting up Walker. Goes in the right with the hook, and that's what you like to see. Hunter Dickinson cuts the lead to 4.
Michigan absolutely needed that. They had 0 points in the last nearly 2.5 minutes.
And guess who got them out of that slump? Hunter Dickinson.
Who else?
He leads the Wolverines in all scores, for that matter, with 20. Walker back on Dickinson. Layup is good, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Nebraska back up by 6.
7.5 minutes left in the half.
68-62 Nebraska. Brooks operating off a screen, finds his way to a wide open spot, the mid-range. Ball bounces around and is good. Eli Brooks, smart shot, got it to go. Nebraska leads by 4, 68-64. McGowan's works. Brooks guarding him very, very close to half court. Walker screen up top. McGowan's working inside, goes up against Dickinson. Layup is no good. Brooks quickly to forecourt for the Wolverines. Brooks way down the lane, and he took it by himself. Eli Brooks.
They just completely, parted the Red Sea there.
Part of the Red Sea, wide open, just like it's a layup line for Eli Brooks. 68-66. And Ryan, the crowd is back into it.
Oh, yeah. Mays Rage is getting loud, trying to drum up some defensive momentum here.
Walker, risky pass over, but it made its way over to Webster. McGowan's now right wing, guarded closely by Buffkin. McGowan takes it back out. Buffkin gives him a clap. McGowan's inside. Banker is good. stares down Buffkin as the freshman killer silences the crowd.
Gowans, man, that man, he is legit. He is 20 points so far. He has been the real difference maker for the Cornhuskers.
Brooks operating inside, couldn't get it to go. Ball out of bounds, goes to Nebraska. 70-66, Nebraska here with 6.5 to go in the game. Media timeout here on the court. And Ryan, like you said, all of a sudden when Hunter Dickinson goes out of the game, Michigan gives up the lead.
Yeah, and they gave up the lead pretty quickly. They were playing really solidly, and like I said at the beginning of the half, a switch flipped, and Michigan really came in hard. It's like a switch flipped off, and defensively they just could not make any stops. Nebraska was not making any misses, and offensively they just couldn't get anything going.
It's been a very streaky second half from both teams. Very streaky. Michigan seemed almost perfect to start the first half. Then the second half. Then kind of midway through the second half, they went very, very cold.
Yeah,
and now Nebraska, they've made 8 of their last 9. So it's either you're perfect or you're horrible.
Competitor was able to finish the lyric to the classic Stacy's Mom. But yeah, 6 minutes, 20 seconds left. Michigan only down by 4, so very going to be, I think, a very crucial defensive drive coming out of this media timeout. I think Michigan really needed this media timeout. I think they needed to rework the game plan, get a second to catch their breaths, figure out what they're doing right, figure out what they're doing wrong.
And finish the lyric still going. The last one's the classic Mr. Brightside, another Michigan student song.
Staple of the University of Michigan student section.
Good job of the contestant.
Oh, yeah. He got all 3 of them right.
Yeah.
First one being Stacy's Mom. Second one being Love Story by Taylor Swift. Third one being the classic, as we mentioned, Mr. Brightside.
You know your music, Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now get the whole crowd involved.
It's 2000s night. I think this is mostly my forte.
Nothing says 2000s music like Taylor Swift. Let me tell you. And Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, Party in the USA.
Yep, it's a classic 2000s song. Getting the crowd involved. Maze Rage still looking happy despite their team being down 4.
Yeah, Maze Rage is definitely, building up a lot of momentum for the rest of the crowd. But you mentioned earlier you could hear towards the end of the first half there were a couple instances where it felt like you could hear a pin drop. It was feeling like that a little bit towards Nebraska's really big run when Michigan did not have a response. But I think this is a good timeout for the players and a good timeout for the fans. Play some banging tunes and get the crowd right back into it.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, for the players, time to reset, and for the fans, just some more entertainment. I mean, basketball's entertaining as it is. Why not add some Miley Cyrus to the mix?
Of course. Can't go wrong with Miley.
After quite an entertaining TV timeout, we get back to the action. Michigan down 4, and they'll enter to Dr. Dre and Eminem's, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's next episode, man. Yeah. I know Eminem's performing the halftime show this year.
That should be a fun one. It's Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick.
Lamar, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, Dr. Dre.
Webster in the forecourt, guarded by Devontae Jones. 4-point game, Nebraska leads 70-66, approaching 6 minutes to go in the game. Tomi Naga, quick 3, hits it.
Oh.
Tomi Naga, a deadly 3 from the wing, puts Nebraska up by 7.
Absolutely hate to see it. That is the last thing I think Michigan wanted coming out of that timeout.
Houston working left wing. Michigan's going to have to be efficient for the rest of this game. Johns hands to Brooks, coming around the top. Inside, entry pass Dickinson goes up. Tomi Naga thought he blocked it. Oh, and he got a technical foul. He was running across the court with his hands up. Didn't like the call, making a big scene. And the refs gave him a tech.
And I'm sure he's not going to like that call either.
You bet not. You bet not. Tomi Naga, he's been having a great offensive second half. Went up, contested Dickinson's layup, got called for a foul. had
made
quite a dramatic
big
reaction.
reaction. Yeah, like you said, ran to the middle of the court with his hands up.
You know, if we were in, what was it, 14th century night instead of 2000s night, that might have been a pretty good Shakespeare impression. Nevertheless, Dickinson actually going to be Brooks for the technical free throw. And Michigan now down by 6. Another free throw coming for Brooks. The steady veteran hits it again.
Crowd momentum. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Crowd momentum is absolutely a big thing at these home games, and the crowd was getting a little concerningly quiet after that Nebraska three-pointer, but I think that sequence right there, that's really bringing the Maize rage and everybody back into it.
The foul and the technical offer a 4-point opportunity for Wolverines. Brooks hit his first 2 for the technical. Dickinson for the shooting foul. Made his first. Second one coming. Dickinson is good. Good free throw shooting by the Wolverines. It's kept them.
Absolutely love to see it.
73-70, Nebraska leads. Crowd into it, like you said, Ryan. 5.5 to go.
Michigan needed that badly. I keep stepping on your toes.
No, you're good. No problem. No problem at all. Wiltshire, right wing, gets it. Tominaga just recently had the tech. Eli Brooks, and he traveled. Looks like Eli Brooks might have taken a charge. They're going to call a travel instead on Walker. Doesn't matter. Same result, Michigan ball.
We take those. We absolutely take those.
Great defense there by Eli Brooks in Michigan. 73-70, Nebraska leads. 5.5 to go in the game. Devontae Jones to forecourt. He's been great all night. Devontae Jones working around to the far corner. Gets it inside Dickinson by himself against Walker. Dickinson left block. Turns. Double team comes. Dickinson looking for somewhere to go. Gets it to Brooks in the corner. High pass. Brooks got it to Jones. Jones now working inside. Corner Houston for 3. No good. Rebound Hunter Dickinson. Offensive glass, and another foul was called. Hunter Dickinson putting the team on his back here in the second half.
Probably the biggest, I think, concerning stat for the game. Michigan is 1 for 13 on three-pointers. I mean, even just one of those being made would I think, really make all the difference. Dickinson stepping up to the line.
Shooting 2 is Hunter. 73-70, Nebraska leads. First free throw is good.
Dickinson been absolutely perfect so far in free throws.
You love to see that from your big man. 5 of 5 from the line. He's 7-1. He plays inside. He's going to get fouls on him. Yeah, free throws are a must.
Yeah, you certainly do not expect it from a man of his size.
Dickinson, again, hits it. 73-72.
6 for 6 on free throws tonight.
5 to go here in the game. Here comes Webster down the lane. Wide open is McGowan's for 3. He missed it. Could have made Michigan pay there. Couldn't do it. Rebound, Brandon Johns, who just checked it. Eli Brooks to forecourt. 1-point game. Nebraska leads.
Under 5 minutes to go in this game. This could be a really crucial drive.
Houston pump fakes but loses it, and here comes Nebraska. It's a 3-on-1 break. Webster, McGowan's layup is good. Nebraska makes Michigan pay for the turnover, and they extend their lead to 3.
This late into the game, only keep updating on the time, but only 4.5 minutes left. Every point counts. Every drive matters. 4.5
to go. Nebraska's up by 3. Dickinson in the post, guarded by Walker. This has been a matchup all game. They've been bruising inside. Dickinson spins, looking for someone to go with it. Gets it outside Houston. A lot of wild passing for Michigan. Jones inside, rises, layup, left it short. Rebound, Nebraska. Michigan is down by 3. 4 to go in the game. Webster to forecourt. Tominaga, right wing. Gets it high center to Wiltshire. Back left wing. Now inside to Walker. Gets it back as Webster on the baseline. Mid-range is no good. Rebound, Eli Brooks. Michigan down 3. 3.5 to go here in the game. Brooks probing. Tominaga blocked it from behind, though. Brooks goes up again, lost it. Brooks gets it back. Finds his way to Dickinson for the layup. Michigan gets a little bit of luck and cuts the lead to 1.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple very solid blocks by the Cornhuskers there, but Michigan kept grabbing the ball back and found Dickinson wide open.
This is the witching hour, folks. 3.5 minutes remain. Nebraska up 1. Crowd is loud. Webster deep into his own court, guarded closely by Jones. Screen from Walker. Jones shrugs it off. Webster in his bag against Jones. Dickinson switches on to him. Corner. Wiltshire rises. 3 is no good. Rebound, Hunter Dickinson.
Absolutely beautiful defensive sequence there. Nebraska could not find anyone open.
Nebraska leads 75-74. 3 minutes to go in what's been a thriller of a game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Jones left wing. It's a screen from Houston. Pulls it back. Thought about the 3. Picks up his dribble. Gets it Dickinson. High post. Houston on the wing gets a screen from Dickinson. Houston rises, floater. High floater is no good. Rebound, here comes McGowan's. McGowan's one-on-one with Brooks. McGowan's goes up. Missed the layup, no call. Here comes Devontae Jones. 5-on-4 for the Wolverines. McGowan's is behind. Houston taking it back out. Jones finds his way. Brooks corner 3. Is going to rattle home. Looks like he missed it, but it went back in. And Michigan is back up 2.
Absolutely crucial three-pointer there. I've been saying all day Michigan has been very weak on the three-pointers, but came in right where it's needed most.
Crowd explodes. McGowan loses the handle. Jones by himself. Devontae Jones goes up and hits it. Michigan is on 2 minutes to remain, and what a swing for the Wolverines.
Beautiful. Could not ask for a better few sequences there. Incredibly played.
What a swing of emotions here tonight, Ryan.
Oh yeah, wow. I feel like I've aged several years just watching this one. Nebraska, taking like a 10-point lead in the first half, looking really rough, and then it has been back and forth the second half.
Michigan takes the lead. They're up 4, 2 to go in the second half. Michigan started the game up. Nebraska came back. They got out to a big lead. They were up 10 at one point in the first half.
Went up by 7 at halftime.
Yup, at halftime, Michigan cut the lead to 7. Then to start the second half, Ryan, Michigan came out blazing, and then Nebraska brought it back. They retook the lead, and we got to where we are now. 2 minutes to go. Michigan retakes the lead, 79-75.
Yeah, up by 4. That beautiful three-pointer by Brooks, desperately needed by the Wolverine squad. And, great stop defensively, great steal, and wide open layup by Jones.
Regardless of the team situations, regardless of the fact that Nebraska has lost 8 straight and they're 6-15, and that Michigan has fallen below expectations coming into this year, this right here is just a pure, entertaining, good game of basketball.
Oh, absolutely.
The scoring, the transition buckets, the intensity, the players are showing that they care. And if I had nothing to do late on a Tuesday night, perhaps I don't have school tomorrow, perhaps you have a late class.
Yeah, who knows?
Couldn't go wrong coming out to this game and watching some Michigan basketball.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You got to be really grateful for all the fans that have showed up, expecting that heavy snowfall tonight. A lot of classes getting canceled, moved online tomorrow. I've had several classes moved online tomorrow. This is an absolutely beautiful way to spend a Tuesday night.
Michigan basketball bracing for the cold. This is a win here would certainly warm things up for them.
Oh, yeah. It's really great to see, Michigan is this is just an absolutely exciting game. You can't see it due to it being a radio broadcast, but we're reacting pretty emotionally to every big shot.
We're trying to paint you guys the best picture we can.
Oh, yeah. Great fist bump, strong fist bumps, hands going up in the air at that 3. Mine certainly were.
Yeah, I've been on the edge of my seat all night.
Oh yeah, I've been tensed up all second half, to say the least. And it's a 4-point game, 2 minutes, 5 seconds left. Nebraska will have the ball, but things are looking really great for the Wolverines right now, I do have to say. And of course, the marching band leading in a beautiful number of Every Time We Touch.
One of the premier marching bands in the country. Players looking like they're ready to get back into the action. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go in this second half. It's going to be Nebraska ball. 79-75, Michigan leads.
Looking over, you can really see the marching band, especially those saxophone players. They're really getting into this.
Analyze that.
Oh, yeah. Hard not to get emotional.
Well, marching band.
Upon hearing Every Time We Touch.
Always a nice presence at Michigan basketball games. Brought to the action, Nebraska with the ball. Webster bringing it up the court. Guarded closely by Jones. Gets it. Right side, Webster driving baseline on Jones. Goes up. Foul is called. Jones had his hands up.
Thought for a moment that he had stepped out of bounds, but tragically not the case.
Going to be a foul on Jones. Nebraska will take it out on the baseline. It's going to be the 6th team foul for Michigan. So one more, Nebraska's in the bonus. Nebraska has 9 team fouls, so one more and Michigan will shoot 2 free throws, regardless of the type of foul. McGowan gets it. Right side, mid-range. McGowan's posting up Brooks. Shrugs him off. Fading mid-range is good. A beautiful piece of work there from Bryce McGowan's. He cut the lead to 2.
Yeah. I mean, very strong defensively played. pressing up hard against him, but he just had a good look at a fadeaway.
Brooks operating inside, right elbow, pump face, puts up a floater, left it short, rebound, guess who? Bryce McGowan's. Webster bringing it up, 79-77, Michigan leads, approaching 1 minute to go in this one. Wilcher drives baseline, lost handle, gets it back. A foul is called on Hunter Dickinson. Looks like Wilcher might have traveled. No call on that, got it back, threw up the shot. Dickinson, they called a foul on.
Maze Rage and the whole crowd absolutely looking for a traveling call. They're showing the replay right now. Let's see if we can get a good look at it.
So it looks like Wilcher lost it. Went back up with the shot. Dickinson might have had a clean block on there. They called a foul nonetheless. Wilcher to shoot 2 free throws. Crowd voicing their displeasure. I'm sure the listeners can hear that. 79-77, Michigan leads. First free throw, Wilcher is good.
Only a minute 20 left. You really hate to get these kind of fouls late in the game because they can really make the difference.
Wilcher looking to tie it, and he does. 79-79. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining.
I said I was tensing up earlier, let me tell you.
I bet. Jones gets it inside Dickinson. Back to Jones. Nice cut by him. Layup is good. Excellent 1-2-man game by Devontae Jones and Hunter Dickinson. Easy bucket.
Game is going to absolutely come down to the last seconds. Maze Rage urging everyone in the audience on their feet.
We are officially inside 1 minute. Michigan leads by 2. Webster up top. Here comes the screen from Walker. Webster operating inside. Lost the ball. Hunter Dickinson gets it. Devontae Jones will take his sweet time with the ball up the court. Michigan leads by 2. 40 seconds remaining.
20 seconds on the shot clock.
20 seconds on the shot clock, so Michigan must shoot the ball on this possession, but they will for sure try to waste as much time as possible. By the time Michigan gets their shots up, there should be around 20 seconds remaining in the game. Devontae Jones, high screen from Hunter Dickinson. Gets another one from Hunter Dickinson. Step back 3 for Jones. Missed it. Rebound Eli Brooks, though. Shot clock isn't turned off.
Absolutely.
1 second difference, and there's a foul on McGowan's. There was a 1 second difference between the shot and game clock after that offensive rebound.
The shot clock has now been turned off.
Shot clock is turned off, but Eli Brooks will go to the line to shoot 2. There is no other man you want shooting for the Wolverines. If Brooks makes both of these, it will be a 4-point game. First free throw, crowd is quiet as a nice spring day. First free throw is good.
Everybody there in the audience, pretty sure everyone there was holding their breath.
Michigan leads by 3. Brooks at the line, shooting 1 more. 16 seconds remain. Second free throw for Brooks. It's good. Some clutch free throws from the veteran. Puts Michigan up by 4, 83-79. Nebraska has to go quick. 10 seconds. Webster, Tominaga, wing, guarded closely. Webster puts up a 3, and he missed it. Rebound. Michigan, Devontae Jones has it, and he'll get fouled with 3 seconds remaining. And it looks like the Michigan Wolverines are going to squeak this one out, Ryan.
Whew. I had my doubts. I had a little bit of worries there. That was I cannot stress enough, that was a beautiful defensive sequence there. Nebraska could not get any good looks. They could not get anybody open.
And how about that rebound? How about that rebound?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And as I was about to say, forced them to take a really ugly 3.
Mm-hmm.
Only 3 seconds left. They were forced to foul. But, things are not looking too good for the Cornhuskers here. Never say never, but I think this is about as close to a sure thing as you can get.
All started with the offensive rebound by Eli Brooks to reset the shot clock. Jones' free throw is good. Michigan up 5, 3 seconds remain. What a win for the Wolverines.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Losing to Michigan State kind of takes away your momentum. You got to come from behind, resilient win against Nebraska. Nebraska, Webster, who played a great game.
Nebraska knowing it's over. They just take in the rebound and dribble it out.
As this one is over, final score, Michigan 85, Nebraska 79. Michigan comes back and wins it. Looks like a game went down to the final seconds.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was definitely thinking that this game was going to come down to the final seconds, to the final possession, and it really did. Michigan played strong to close it out, and you absolutely love to see it.
Thank you for tuning in to another broadcast of WCBN Sports as Michigan gets the win over Nebraska, 85-79.